Sometimes we have this weird feeling that our lives sucks. It is a common feeling for most people, not excluding myself. But one thing that I have come to learn in these times and in these moments is the more you think about it, the more it draws you to the other side that you definitely might not want to be. There is this phenomenon known as the Murphy's Law, and it's sort of whenever I think about it, I'm like, this thing is true, that as a man thinketh, so you see, is so real. You see, the thing about having negative thoughts is your mind does not know how to deal with negative thoughts. It always finds its way to, it always wants to think positive. That's the funny thing. Yet we keep feeding it with negative thoughts. And once you keep feeding yourself with negative thought, as a man thinketh, so you see, as you imagine yourself to be, as you imagine yourself going through that negativity, so would your life become. Your life is not in a mess. You are only over imagining it. You are only thinking wildly about something that might never happen. What if you could change your mindset from that to the other side, where you are thinking positive almost all the time? You know, life is relative. I don't care however way you view it. Someone could be going through something traumatic and could still find a sense of purpose and a sense of meaning in that. It's all about what's going on here. It's all about how you perceive it. It's all about how you turn to view it. So if I turn to view it in a more positive manner, it definitely might not change how I feel in the moment. It definitely might not change the situations around me, but it's going to help my mental health. It's going to help what happens afterwards a lot. That is why I'm coming out today to speak to you. That your life is not ending. You are over imagining it. There's a lot of potentials for you. There's a lot of things you can do from here. You just have to get started with something. It's good to be reflective. I do that all the time. I personally like to reflect over the week, mostly every single day, to think of what am I doing right, what am I doing wrong, what happened within the day that I don't like and would want to change. Sometimes we tend to stick with the negative part of the whole examination, whereas you could stick with the positive and find ways to deal with the negative. Do you get it? So it's a good thing to start to reflect over your life and all of that, trying to correct the other stuff. But if you're not careful, when you overdwell too much on the negativity, it might draw you in, forgetting the good side of all that is happening in your life. Now, I've made a big decision over a couple of weeks now that I'm not going to let the noise of every single day get into me. I know it's a tough one and it's not as simple as I think it would be. Yes, because it has proven to be very difficult. In this moment that I'm not feeling so well, things aren't working as it's supposed to be. But I'm still optimistic, looking up to God that things would work out one way or the other. There is always a better way of doing anything. There is always a better way out there. You just have to think it. You just have to be optimistic sometimes. You just have to have faith, have a bit of faith, and try to work in a different path. You try to get a job, they rejected you. What next? You try to get another one, or probably learn a skill. You see, so I think it might be more personal, but I would like to share with someone out there who was also thinking about something similar and do want a way to deal with the noise he's going through in his life, the kind of things that are happening around him. Last year, up until we entered the new year, I was very optimistic, very happy about what is next to come in my life, because I was entering, for me, it was a season, it was a prophetic season for me. It was a season of fulfilling so many things that I've dreamt of happening in my life. And just when I entered into the year, I went through depression. All of a sudden, I started thinking about the bad things that have happened to me over the years, the bad things that I've gone through, and how insufficient and how not so enough I am, how lacking I am in life. You see, these things draw you back. These things draw you back. And sometimes it's just the voice of the enemy whispering into you, because he knows that at the end of that tunnel that you are going through right now, you're experiencing, is that light. So what if we could focus on that light that we'll see at the end, instead of focusing on the problem that we are facing in this minute? Anyways, so have a great day, and this is the future me. Stay tuned. Enjoy. See you in the next episode.